Hello everyone, I'm Ryan. I'm MLiS VGN. This time I'm going to introduce the ERPSv2 ring of the MLiS the management switch. It's also a demo about how to set up the MLiS management switch in this webinar. We are using the Zoom to broadcast. During the presentation, if you have any question, please type it in the chat room. In today's webinar, we are going to share with you about the ERPS for the network redundancy and how to set up the parameters for the MLiS management switches step by step. In MLiS management switch, only the 600 series supports the ERPSv2 redundancy. First of all, let's see what's the ERPS. ERPS stands for the Ethernet Ring Protection Switching. It's based on the open standard protocol, ITU-TG-A032 to development, and used for the network redundancy. In the industrial network, we have to make sure the network reliability so that redundancy protocol is an important way to protect the whole network and secure it working properly. Like ERPS, STP, and MRP. In this redundancy protocol, ERPS is used for the while the most. What's the ERPS benefit? First, once your network fell down, it can recover in the 50 milliseconds, even under the 20 microseconds, usually. Secondly, with the open standard, it can work with the other brands as long as they are also support the ERPS. Last, the chain topology can be applied in the ERPSv2. Therefore, the network is more flexible to be planned. Before moving to the hands-on section, let's go through quickly what's the features support in the MLB 600 series. MLB the switches series has various models with the different ports and fit into the harsh environment by the industrial level EMI and EMS protection and the temperature. Different network redundancy, the protocol, secure the communication reliability. Some SQS, the features enhance the transmission, the performance. For the security, they also support some of the cybersecurity the features like ACL, Modbus, Ethernet IP. This industrial the protocol are supported. It also supports the IEEE 1588, this kind of the time-precise protocol. Users are able to use the list strength to spec in intender. Now, we are going to show you how to set up the ERPS, the configuration of the management switches. This slide is to show you the major ring, the architecture of ERPS. The demo, the script is as follows. First, we set up the switches and the laptop as list. We can use the laptop to configure switch over the web console. Later, I will show you step by step. The parameters of the switches are like this. There are three switches, switch 1, switch 2, switch 3. The IP of them are 192.168.10.1. This is for the switch 1. Switch 2 is 10.2 for the switch 2. Switch 3 is 10.3 of the switch 3. The laptop 1 is 10.5. Laptop 2 is 10.6. For the ERP rings, the parameters for the port 7 of the switch 1 This one is owner. Port A is none. For the switch 2, port 7 is none. Port A is neighborhood. For the switch 3, port 7 and port A, both of them are none. For the list parameters, I will explain in the later with hands-on. As for what the meaning for each parameters, I will share with you later on. After the complete the setting, laptop 1 is going to ping the laptop 2 automatically. By this way, I will create the traffic to show the link is working. Then we will unplug some cable to prove ERPS secure the network. And the behavior of ERPS is as following the two slides. In this slide, you can see the initial status after the complete setting. The port 7 of the management switch 2 up is blocked to make sure the network loops free, so that the traffic is going from this link. Then we remove this cable. The port 8 of the management switch 1 becomes the block status. After, the port 7 of the switch 2 will recover to the forwarding the status. This is the normal behavior of the ERPS. In this page, you can see the configuration of the ERPS. I would like to share with you the role, the mean, and the ERPS status. Regarding the other parameters, I will explain later. There are the 4 roles in the ERPS. The first one is owner. It's the only one in the one ring. The second one is the neighborhood. It's the port to connect the owner. As for the interconnection, it's used when the subring is existing. As long as the port connect to the major ring and the subring, you have to set up them as the interconnection. In this demo, there is no subring, so that there are no interconnection ports in today's demo. Last, you can set up other ports as the none. And for the ERPS, the ring ID, the ring is identified of the list ring. The member of the same ring must be set to the ERPS ring ID. The RAPS, the channel, is used for the forward the ERPS information and is mapping to the VLAN IDs. At least the VLAN IDs cannot be set as the traffic, the VLAN ID. The member in the same ring must to be set to the same ARPS the channel. The WTR, the timer interval, is used to initial the ring the protection the link block. Today, we don't discuss the advantage setting. One more point. Remember to disable the STP and the MRP before the config the ERPS after the complete the configuration. Don't forget the set the configuration before the reboot the devices. And then in the right-hand side, you also can monitor the status of the ERPS. I will show you later as well. Now, let's move to the hands-on. Okay. In here, you can see the management switches 1, 2, 3, and we are using the 3 cable to build up the list 3, the management switch as a ring. The port 7 connect to the port A of the management switches 2, Let's port 7 to the management, the switches 3, and laptop 1 connect to the management switch 1, and laptop 2 connect to the management switch 3. Okay, let me show you how to configure out the switches. First of all, we log in the switches page. Let us key in the username and the password. The username password is admin as the default setting. In here, you can see the interface of the management switches. You can find the overall information over there. In the right hand side, you can see the some cable unplugged in here, and you can check the IP, MAC, firmware, and the serial number information over there. And you also can get overall the information here, the model name, the description here. And you also can get the system information in this page. And if you would like to change the IP of these switches, you can switch it to the IP before the page and change to the this IP. We already changed to the point 10, the point 1 here, and remember to click apply. And you just apply. If you change the IP, the switches will reboot automatically. And then you have to move to the redundancy list page. First of all, you have to switch to the list page, RSTP configuration. Remember to change the mode as disabled. For these parameters, it's the RTPS as the default setting. So you have to change to the default disable. And then you also have to change to the MRP configuration. To change this MRP, the status as the disable as well, you have to change the parameters as the disable. And then you can move to the ERPS, the configuration. First of all, you have to enable this. For the next 3 switches, as I mentioned, there is no subring in today's demo. So these three switches, you just change to the major ring, and you have to change to the ports 0 and the port 1 as the slice here. Switch 1, switch 2, switch 3. You just based on the this to configure these 3 switches. And we set up the ring ID as 1, and we don't change the channel and the interval here. And just apply. And then you have to configure these 3 switches step by step. And remember to save the configuration before you reboot these the three switches. And then here we start pins. We start pin from the laptop 1 to the laptop 2. Here you can see we stop the pin functions from the laptop 1 to the laptop 2 automatically. Okay. Now we are trying to unplug some cable. Okay, now you can see the laptop is keeping the pinning the laptop 2, and now we are trying to remove one cable, and laptop 1 is still the pin the laptop 2, but we remove another cable to make the ring the network disabled. So here you can see. We remove the cable of the list ring, and you can see now the laptop cannot ping the laptop 2. But after we reconnect the cable, as here you can see, we reconnect the cable, and the traffic is back. Okay, let's hold demo of the today. Okay, here's the today's demo. We introduced about the ERPS ring, the behavior, and how to set up. Any question? Okay, thanks for your time to join. Please subscribe the MLiS SMS like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. We will release the information about the IIoT in the market and the coming the webinar. See you next time.